Welcome. Thanks so much for joining me. My name is Amber, and this practice today will be a full body opening. We'll start at the tip top at the neck and work all the way through to the lower body. So I'd invite you to have props. Props aren't necessary if you don't have them though, but if you've got a bolster or 2 blocks or a blanket that you like to use, then by all means, please grab those. So we will get started in a heart bench. And if you don't have a heart bench, you'll just come flat down to the back. I'm going to use a bolster for my heart bench today. So setting that up at the head of my mat, walk the hips back towards the base of that bolster. If you use blocks and you know how to set those up, by all means, feel free to set those up. Otherwise, we'll meet down on the back. And once you settle onto your props or onto the mat, I'd invite you to take the shape that speaks to you with your legs. So you can either come into a reclined butterfly or shavasana legs, your choice in what that looks like. And then I'm going to let my palms open out to the side. If it would feel comfortable, close down your eyes. And take a deep, full breath through your heart space and into the pit of your belly. And just fill up with that breath. And as you're ready, you can let that exhale go slow and long. And take another deep, full belly breath. Hold the breath at the base. And open up, release. Find a slow, rhythmic quality to your breath. One that allows you to fully arrive to the mat, to be fully present in your body, to notice how it feels today. Where is there tightness and tension? Where do you maybe feel really strong and amazing? We notice all of that without any sort of judgment. It's simply information that we use to carry into our practice. Notice as you stay in this shape, how the chest begins to open just a bit further. Open to receive whatever it is you need from your practice today. And take an inhale. As you exhale from wherever you are, either draw the knees together or walk them back so that feet are flat on the mat. And gently roll to one side or the other. Coming into a fetal position, so you just can kind of push the props away behind you and just settle onto the side for a moment. Let the ground support you. Take a breath in. As you exhale, use the strength of your arms. Press yourself up to a seated position, sitting comfortably. So it can help if your hips feel really tight to sit up on a block or on your bolster, or you can sit comfortably to the ground. So I'm just going to take an easy seat position here. Maybe start with right leg on top or out front. And just let the hands settle to the tops of your thighs to get started. Maybe close down the eyes. On an inhale, right hand finds the ground next to your hip. Sweep the left arm up and overhead, reaching through the fingertips. Maybe look at the elbow crease overhead. Really lengthen out of the ribs. So if your left hip has started to pop up, can you draw it back down towards the ground? Take another inhale. As you exhale, left hand catches your right thigh. We twist here. Inhale, root down, look back over your right shoulder. And now draw your chin back through middle, but keep the grip of the wrist. Think cat arch with your back. Tuck your chin, tuck your pelvis through the middle. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, twist, lengthen, look over your right shoulder. Exhale, come back through the middle, tuck the chin. 1 more time. Inhale, sit tall, look back over your shoulder. Exhale, come back through the middle. Now, as you inhale back through center, take your right arm on top of your left eagle arms. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift your elbows, and just as you exhale, draw the shoulder tips down your back. Breathe in here, let that open up through the shoulders. Take another breath in. As you exhale, release. Take your right hand to the top of your head. Just gently draw your right ear towards your right shoulder. Maybe even lift the left hand and just draw it gently behind you like you're trying to push the ground away. Chin stays at 12 o'clock. Inhale back through center. Left hand finds the earth. Right arm reaches over and across. And again, maybe you look at the right shoulder or right elbow. And as you come back through center, the right hand's going to catch the left thigh. Before we do this, though, just switch out your feet. Now catch the thigh. Big inhale, sit tall. And as you exhale, look back over your left shoulder. And then we'll take that little tuck through the middle. So I come back through 12 o'clock, my chin tucks, my pelvis curls under. Inhale, sit tall, look over that back shoulder. And come right back through center. 1 more time. Inhale, sit tall, look back. Exhale through center. Inhale, sit tall, sweep that left arm over the right, find your eagle arm. So again, I lift my elbows, draw the shoulders down the back. Draw the hands just slightly away from the face. Feel that stretch along the top of your shoulder. And take a breath. As you exhale, release. Left hand comes to the top of your head and just gently draw the ear towards your left shoulder. And again, you can kind of take that right arm and just reach back, just extending the stretch that rolls the right shoulder back just a little bit. Now, inhale, come back through center. Hands just plant behind you. Unwind your feet and just let the feet or the knees windshield wiper from side to side. Just to work through the hips just a bit here. Now we land in a diamond shape, so don't force the shape of this diamond. We're actually just going to let the feet settle here, the hips settle here. If this isn't comfortable, take a different shape. We'll work into the wrists from here. So take the right hand, think like you're telling somebody to stop, and just gently draw each finger back towards you. Now flip the hand over and a little stretch across the back of the wrists. And flip it right back up and just take all fingers back. And release, roll that out. And let's switch sides. We'll take that stop sign and just stretch each finger back towards the face. Moving as quickly or as slowly as you'd like. Flip it over, get that stretch along the back side of the wrist. Flip it back up, stretch the fingers back. And roll that out. And now take the thumbs and put them inside your hands and wrap the fingers around the thumbs. So we're just going to turn so palms, the opening of the palms would face towards the ground. So I'm just going to rotate in and out through the wrists, in and out, just a few times here. Really stretching around the wrists. We use our hands and our fingers for so much every day. And now turn like you're trying to pour a cup or a pitcher of water or something like that, and just drop and stretch in our wrists a little bit differently here. One more good little stretch and shake that out. All right, few rolls here. Those stretches are really good just to do throughout the day. And from here, we'll move into our downward facing dog. So in your down dog, just pedal it out. Let the heels drop a bit side to side. Bend through the knees, look between your hands, little tiny steps all the way to the top of the mat. Find a ragdoll, so feet are hip width apart. Bend your knees, grab opposite elbows, sway a bit. And just let gravity take hold here. Notice if you're tensing through your jaw or your shoulders or your neck. Let that go. And release the fingertips to the mat. Inhale, lengthen spine. And walk the feet out to mat width apart. Turn them out about 45 degrees. Just lower your hips. So think yogi squat, but we're not going to stay there. And send the hips right back up. So we're just going to move from this low squat into our forward fold, not forcing the legs straight, for just a few rounds of breath here. On the next one, you can lower and hold in your yogi squat. Now you can always take a block or even your bolster and sit there if that's more comfortable. But press the knees into the elbows and just press the knees wide here. Maybe a little rock from side to side would feel good. Another breath in. Exhale, release, find your fold. Heel toe your feet about hip width apart. And then step your left foot behind you so your right foot's out front. We're in lizard pose. So I am going to take a block. And in this lizard pose, my back knee's on the ground. Front knee is stacked over the ankle, and I just want you to shimmy the hips a bit from side to side. Maybe make some circles if that would feel good. Lengthen through the tip top of your head. And now you can let that right foot fall open to the outer edge. Take your right hand to your right thigh, a little gentle twist open here. And just notice the difference on the outside of the right hip as you do that. And instead of letting the chest collapse forward, draw the chest up and open. Inhale, draw back through center. Tuck the left toes, step them up. Find your fold once again. Release fingertips. Don't worry about how far apart the feet are. Just inhale, roll your shoulders, roll your spine all the way up to a stand. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, find your folds. Inhale, lengthen halfway. And as you exhale, right foot steps back. I find my lizard lunge on this side. So I keep the toes at 12 o'clock just to get started. And I'm just going to rock through my hips, make some circles. And then we drop open to the outer edge, maybe finding that twist. Another deep, full breath in. Exhale, come back through center. This time, step your left foot back to meet your right. We meet in tabletop. And in that tabletop, take a few cat-cows, just rolling through the spine, maybe some shimmies from side to side, if that would feel good. Just working out through the whole body here, not forcing or expecting it to do any one thing. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, come down to the belly to a Sphinx pose. So elbows are stacked under shoulders. Fingers are spread wide. You see, inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Really draw the chest open and through. And breathe here. And take another inhale. As you exhale, root down through the palms. If it would feel okay, float the elbows from the mat. A little bit deeper. Don't do this if your back feels crunchy at all. And lower. Let's do that 2 more times. Breath in. Exhale. Press to lift. And lower. And 1 more time. Press to lift. And lower. Okay, so if you've got a block, I would place it at the top of your mat or a blanket. You don't have to use this, but it can just make it more comfortable. So we're going to start with a half bow tie. So I'm actually going to turn so that you can see me here. So for this half bow tie, we'll take our right arm and loop it through. So we're wanting to get a stretch on the back side. So I'm just going to take my head or my ear and set it to the block. So notice how this feels. If there's anything that's like super crunchy, we don't want crunchiness. So adjust so that you can settle in and really feel the stretch along the back of that shoulder. And we'll stay here for several breaths, allowing that stretch through the shoulder. And if you would like a little bit more for the inner thigh, you can find a half frog with the left knee. So draw that left knee up in line with the left hip. You've got a 90-degree bend in the knee and in the ankle. And that just gives a little bit of an opening into the hip there. Just a few more breaths. Another inhale. As you exhale, slide your left leg back. Unwind your right arm, come back to Sphinx. And before we move to the other side, we'll take broken wing on the right side. So you take your right arm out, think like a T. Right ear, right cheek comes to the mat. You'll take a deep, full breath in and roll open to the right shoulder. So you can take a scorpion shape with your legs, or you can always take a fetal position too. So don't overstretch here. We just want to get a stretch across the front of that pec. And breathe. So you'll notice where your body tells you to stop. And that's where we stop initially. There's no need to push past where the body says, okay, that's enough. You meet your breath in that space where it says that's enough. And then maybe you find a little more space after you're still for just a bit. And take a breath in. As you exhale, gently roll back to your belly. We'll come back to that Sphinx pose, just to pause for a moment before we set up for the other side. So this time we'll take the left arm through for that half bow tie. So again, I'm going to thread my left arm through, my left ear comes to the block. And then maybe after I've settled there for just a moment, I draw the right leg up into a half frog. And breathe. It's in these still spaces where we create the opportunity to be fully connected in breath and body and just be present in what is. To notice without forcing or expectation how our bodies feel, what our minds need, what our spirit needs in this space. And take a breath in. And gently unwind right leg, comes back to meet left. Draw that left arm through. Again, finding a Sphinx pose, just for a moment. We take our left arm out to a T, left ear, left cheek comes to the mat. Gently roll open onto the left shoulder. And meet this side where it's at. We're not forcing symmetry. Just because one side of the body looks a certain way or performs or moves in a certain way doesn't mean the other side has to be exactly the same. There's nuances to each side of our body. And take a breath in. Slowly roll back to your belly and find crocodile pose from here. So one arm stacks on top of the other. Let your forehead settle, your feet fall wide, and just notice the energy in the body. The subtle shifts as you open. Take a breath in. Exhale that out. And as you draw yourself up, we'll just flip all the way over to the back. I am going to grab my bolster though. I'm going to set that bolster up on the left side of your mat. If you have one, you don't need it, or you can use a block as well. And as you come to your back, hug your knees into your chest, just rock a bit along your spine. Hug your right knee in, and let your left leg go long. Just a gentle hug in. And as you exhale, find a spinal twist. Left knee comes cross body, right arm reaches out to the side. Let the bolster or the block support the leg here. Should allow the body to be heavy. And take a breath in. As you exhale, move back through center. If you've got a prop, just grab that and move it to the other side. And then hug your left knee in, let your right leg go long. It's a gentle hug, a stretch across that hip flexor. And on the exhale, find your spinal twist. Reach that left arm out and open, maybe even looking at the left fingers as you do that. Now inhale back through center. Hug both knees back into your chest. Rock a bit. And then maybe set the feet flat. We'll set up for Shavasana from here. I'm going to take a bolster and just put it under the back of my legs, just to pop my legs up for just a moment here. Wherever you are, let the body just expand and soften completely to the mat. Palms are open, body is heavy. The ground is fully supporting you for this final minute of your practice. I invite you to stay and just be in your breath. Maybe anchor to a movement in the chest or in the belly, and anchor to that rhythm. Notice the inhales and the exhales. Allow them to keep you present. And on an inhale, bring awareness back into the body. Find little movements in fingers and toes and ankles and wrists. Maybe take a full body stretch. Hug one knee in and then the other. Pause for a moment before you settle to one side or the other in a fetal position. And use the strength of your arms. Press yourself up to a seated position, sitting tall and comfortably when you arrive. Draw your hands to prayer at heart center. You can close down your eyes or gaze at your fingertips. Take a deep, full inhale. Open up, exhale, let that go. And thank you so much for joining me in this space. And thank yourself for showing up. The light within me recognizes and honors the light within you.